right, well, good morning, everybody. Welcome to our October 1st Friday of the Upland Chamber. My name is Dory Ferranto with Assistance Insurance Agency, and I am the current chairman of the board at the Upland Chamber. All right, anyway, we're recording today, so you can find it on the Upland Chamber YouTube page. Wanted to do a shout out to our fantastic One Club Golf Challenge we did a few weeks ago. If you had an opportunity to go, it was a really fun time. Great event. We had 62 golfers. Our first place went to Holiday Rocks team, and the last place went to our golf cart sponsor, Sinorama. So thank you so much for attending. Very happy. I'm going to remind everybody to use your Shop Upland app if you're not doing that. We have over 163 offers being offered in 300 businesses. We launched a new campaign for the city of Upland to get consumers to start their holiday shopping. Buy local Upland. Check it out by texting Upland to 63975, and please follow Shop Upland on our social media accounts. I want to recognize all of our board members that are here today, so if you can raise your hands, that'd be great. We'd love to see who you are. Dun, 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 yay. And I want to remind everybody we have free business marketing videos for all of our members on the Chamber website. Please send it to the Chamber, but you must have a YouTube link. So that's going to motivate everybody to get a YouTube channel. And our dignitaries here today, I think are, oh, hi, John. We have Supervisor of 4th District, Kurt Hagman. Thank you so much for being here. And we also have Michael Miller from Kurt Hagman's office. Do we have anybody else? I don't see anybody else. Dignitaries. Okay. So moving on, I'm going to now throw it on over to Peggy for our advocacy report.
All right, good morning, everybody. Nice to see all you guys. Not too much to report at this time, but I do want to remind you to attend our government relations meeting. It's the second Tuesday of every month, so the next one will be on August 8th. It's at 8 a.m. And then also we do send out an email blast with the Zoom information on it, so it's a little easier for you guys to join. If you want to see all of our advocacy and legislation reports, you can go on our website that Rebecca put up right now. And so under the advocacy tab or the more tab, there's advocacy, and then to that right, there's all the letters that you can send to your representatives. There's also a link with propositions. There's, I think, 12 or 13 propositions going on that you'll be voting on this fall. So if you need to be a little more educated about them, you can read about them there. And then also just another reminder that we are part of the Inland Empire Chamber Alliance. So any concerns you have with any bills or propositions that you want us to take to them, we can. It's a good place to get your voice heard. And that's all I have. So thank you.
Great. Thank you so much, Peggy. I'd also like to recognize our ambassador team who is working behind the scenes, contacting our members and keeping them all engaged. And if you are an ambassador, please raise your hand. We'd like to say hello. Thank you so much for everything that you do. I'd also like to announce our Chairman's Circle members. If you are not familiar with Chairman's Circle, please contact the Chamber office. It is an investment into you and your business with a partnership with the Chamber. And I'm going to announce our Chamber Circle members just like we do every meeting. So if you want your business name announced every meeting, join Chairman's Circle. We've got Casa Colina Hospital and Centers for Healthcare, Holiday Rock, Burtech Waste Industries, Doubletree Hilton by Hilton Claremont, Assistance Insurance Agency, Inland Productivity Solutions, Moga Law Firm, Ontario International Airport, Care for Women's Medical Group, La Via Bella at San Antonio, Wright Family Trust, Chino Commercial Bank, Raising Cane's Chicken Fingers, they are new to our Chairman's Circle, Cornerstone Commercial and Personal Insurance Services, Langwasser and Company, CPAs, Cutting Edge Builders, Family Foot Center, Podiatry Center, Uptown Autocraft, Carden Arbor View School, Upland Collision Craft, Sinorama Ontario, Right at Home In-Home Care, Homebridge Financial Services, Banner Bank, Kessler Allaire Insurance, American Financial Network, Main Street Garage, Image Emporium, Southern California Edison, Inland Valley Recovery Services, Verve Weight Loss and Laser Aesthetics, Red Hill Plaza, the Fairplex, and Bridge Development Partners. Thank you so much for being in Chairman's Circle. And again, contact the Chamber office if you would like to be a Chairman's Circle member. Now I'd like to introduce our sponsor. Today's sponsor is Kurt Hagman, 4th District County Supervisor. Kurt, welcome.
Good morning, everyone. Thank you for having me on. And to say the least, 2020 has been an unusual year. As we all know, we're dealing with a lot of different things, especially with the last night's announcement that the President and First Lady just got COVID positive as well. It kind of brings back up a lot of what we're going to talk about today, kind of in the focus that it's real and it can affect anyone still. We're very disappointed to start off with. We were hoping to announce on Tuesday that we were phasing the red. And to give you a little background on it, we have these spikes after holidays when our friends and families get together. And July 4th was the worst. We went from lockdown to open and everyone went crazy. And all of a sudden we had up to 23% positive test rates in our testing. At the same time, the rest of the nation did the same thing. So there was a big push on supplies. So we were kind of going very slow on the testing. Since that time, we've been lowering our number, and it was looking very good. We're about 5.5%, 6%, which you're about the 7 magic number. The 7 magic numbers are a 1-for-1 spread. So that's what we're trying to get, is try to get less than 1-to-1, so we're not keeping this thing going on forever. So we got down to 5.5, 6 points, that type of thing. And then 4 days before last Tuesday, we started seeing the uptick. And Frank, it was from probably the Labor Day activities that we had. And we went for 5 straight days now. It's been increasing, which pushed us over the 7%. Last Tuesday, the state looks at our numbers every Tuesday and either opens us up or not. We have to maintain 2 weeks of under 7 to go to the red. And you all know what red does. That opens up a lot more of my businesses. It opens up restaurants for indoor dining. It lets our kids go back to school. It's very frustrating. To add kind of behind the scenes frustration to me is the governor keeps changing the rules on the counties like every 2 or 3 weeks. 4 weeks ago, he came up this matrix. If we're not testing enough, we're going to penalize the counties. And that's a moving number based on the state average of tests. It's not even like a hard, hey, you have to, 4,000 tests a day for your population. It changes week by week based on what the other counties are doing too, based on the global supply and demand of testing. So that changes constantly. And they let you know what that did to us this Tuesday is without that factor of us being penalized for not enough testing, we would have been at 7.1% or 13 out of the 14 days at 7 or less. But with that factor, it made us 5 days over that limit. So to say the least, we're not happy with the governor. We're not happy with their public health. There's only so many things we could do. We have 15 plus sites out for testing. We want to encourage everybody to get tested, especially those who feel healthy, because we need those good numbers in order to open up my business. And so we're actually reached out from our Frustration Tuesday to bigger centers where people go, Victoria Gardens, Ontario Mills, San Bernardino Mall. We're going to put up pop-up sites. The management's been very agreeable to let us put up a site there where you're out to dinner for family and you all want to get tested. You can stop by and get tested. It's free, it's painless. And I'm actually going to do a video, I think this week, of me getting tested just to show, hey, there's nothing really to be fear of. And the results we're getting back very quickly now, within 24 hours. So we have to do more testing. The bottom line, we're working on the county a couple of different fronts to get us open. One, we got to push more than 1,000 tests more a day. We're already doing like 4,000, 5,000 tests a day. That means I got to do 20, 25% tests a day in order not to be penalized by the governor. And remember I said how the governor changes the rules every couple of weeks? Well, the day before yesterday, or it was yesterday, he changed another way to be penalized the counties. Not to give us credit, but to penalize us. Apparently, and this kind of is a little bit logical, in social economic areas that are depressed, you have more spread because you have more concentrations of people living close together, multi-generation families living together, so you have a higher percentage of COVID spread in those areas. So he's related to race equity. And if our minority populations are over 8%, we get penalized as well. So we could be at 5.5% countywide, but if we have an ethnic group that's over 8%, we won't open. So it's just another moving the goalpost by the governor for us to try to open up our businesses. So we're kind of ramping up our pressure against the state at this point, I guess is a better way of doing it. One, why do we follow the governor's rules? One, I do believe the mask thing works myself. I do believe the social distancing and awareness, we saw what happened when we went from lockdown to open and how quickly the spread was in the county. So there are got to be some rules and guidelines. Arbitration, opening and closing businesses by the governor with no scientific data, we're opposed to. To treat the county as a whole across the board, we're opposed to, because I have pretty much a big section of the high desert that's never been over 4% spread because it's very rural. So we're advocating with our legislators, and we'll be reaching out to our mayors to help sign up letters to the state, say, hey, let us take a regional approach to the largest county in the United States based on those data points, so that we are, certain areas are being spread, certain areas are not, and let us open up some aspects of the businesses. We're also partnering up. I have a chair's call with each of the 6 other counties in Southern California. We're all getting together on a resolution saying, hey, stop changing the goalposts. Stop changing the goals for us. If you notice, like, was it last week, they opened up nail salons? There's no data for that. There's no data to close them in the first place, but there's no data to open it. So randomly it opens up a sector of the business. Well, why not other sectors in the business you don't have data for? Let's open up those sectors right now. If you don't have data that's a super spread event, open up those businesses. Our data shows in contact tracing that over 60% of the spread of the COVID virus has been among family and friends gatherings. It's our family picnics, it's our family barbecues, we bring their friends over, they watch the game. That's where we're doing 6% of the spread. The next biggest percentage point I have, which is pretty small at 6%, is houses of worship. Okay, everything else is smaller than that. Not one says this type of business is a super spreader type of business. We have no data statewide for that. But that's the only thing he could tell us to do. We can't tell people to close off to your family. You can't have your family, your friends over. We're gonna, regulate you on that. So we're in a struggle with what to do as government to try to protect the residents, and at the same time, what should we be governing and what should we not about overextending. San Bernardino County, as you know, has been taking a very, soft approach or educational approach to enforcement in this county. We haven't written one citation to anybody. We go to businesses because we get our residents report on the businesses that are legally open, and we'll go out and talk to them, ask them to do the right thing. And if they're going to basically open illegally, do it safely. So we keep our numbers down. Those businesses are hurting the opportunity for the rest of the businesses that are closed to open correctly. But we haven't written any citations. Most of the counties come in big, heavy fines and penalties. And you see some of these court battles going on between LA County and churches, and we don't want to go there. We do see the last 3 weeks some issues that we have to address. So we put an agenda item last Tuesday. We postponed it to next Tuesday to what to do about, since LA County's come so hard on certain types of activities that are super spreaders, particularly concert activities. So raves, rodeos, big group activities, they shut down in LA with these big civil penalties that now they're all coming to San Bernardino County. So these LA business or concert promoters are coming out, and they're not calling them concerts, although they charge people $65 and $75 to go to this concert with a band and everything else. They call it a birthday party, or they call it a funeral celebration. And they're doing anything they can to get around from calling it a commercial activity. So we're trying to delicately write a county ordinance that will allow us to have some tools in the toolbox to try to shut down those super spreader events. At the same time, not scare off our churches and businesses like we're going after those guys for not wearing a mask. And it's to work with a whole floor of attorneys to try to figure out how to thread that needle on language. And because we can't publicly come out and say we're only going after these two promoters that have events every Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday in my county right now. I can't come out and say that publicly. The reason why I'm doing the ordinance, but that's really our priority, to shut down those events with 4,000 people not wearing masks. that are bringing our numbers up. And it's not fair to my businesses or the rest of the residents to have those type of events here and keep you shut down for these LA businesses to come in. So we're trying to figure out that balance of writing the ordinance that will allow us to have an enforceable tool. The only other tool we have right now is to arrest people. And you can imagine my sheriff is not real thrilled about arresting someone for not wearing a mask or violating a health order when we're letting hardcore felons out of the prison left and right by the governor's orders. So that's not really going to happen. So that we try to do the best we can. We're trying to do the carrot more than the stick. As you know, we have the business compliant program. Hopefully you all have qualified and got your check from us. We are starting a second round to try to extend that for certain types of businesses. I know you guys are all suffering. We're very empathetic. We're trying to figure out what more we could do. We can't underwrite the whole economy in San Bernardino County with our COVID funds, but we're trying to plug holes where we can. We came out with a plan last week to try to support our cities, our school districts, nonprofits, and everything else. We put $118 million out of our CARES COVID funds into buckets. So the cities have about, I think it's 48 million and some change. Half that would be directly reimbursable for CARES expenses or COVID expenses for the last 6 months and for the next 6 months or until the end of the year. And the other half is kind of my passion, as you know, is try to bring our infrastructure and technology up for the future. And so we put another 25 million in grants for cities to partner up with the county to do what we need to do, put infrastructure in. So I have 45,000 students in the county right now who are online education. They have no access to internet. Okay, that's a shame in our modern country that you don't have access to some kind of internet, cellular, wired, even a cable modem. You know, they have telephone lines. And there's a lot of the rural areas, you know, the mountain communities and the deserts area where it doesn't make a lot of sense for a Spectrum or AT&T to lie 30 miles of fiber for 10 customers. You know, this economic will work out. So we're going to be trying to work in those type of arenas where we can bring in technology to connect, which will help our students, our businesses to be able to do better. I get complaints on my Calico ghost town, which is very cool if you've ever been there. Great, cute little merchants up there, stuff like that, but they can't run a credit card. So unless you have cash, you can't really do a lot of things, or they take it the old-fashioned way, rub it down, and try to go out. So if I can bring internet to them, okay, it brings that business up a little bit better for them. So we've been working, you know, COVID, fires, riots. I mean, there's earthquakes. I've had it all this year as chair, but we've been doing a lot of good, positive things behind the scenes as well, not just dealing with all these emergencies coming up. As I'm sure you all read about, we have a working agreement. We haven't signed the deal yet, but it will be for the first Tesla tunnel or the Boring Company tunnel from Rancho Cucamonga Metrolink to the airport. I brought that in, brought the people introduced, and it's exciting because it's like brand new technology. That discussion brought on the high-speed rail that was supposed to go from Victorville to Lancaster, and then they go, oh, wait a minute, we could connect to an airport. So now they're going from Vegas to Rancho. That's within 3 years, we're going to have this thing up and running. I mean, think about the state's been working on their high-speed rail for, 20 years? And spent $30 billion and haven't laid a thing of track yet. And this private company is going to come in and lay Vegas to Rancho within 3 years. It's amazing. So it's very exciting. With those discussions with Elon and his Boring Company stuff and SpaceX is I learned about their Starlink program. Starlink is low-level satellites that will allow gigabyte data connections anywhere in the world. So we'll be the first place in the planet demonstrating this technology in about 2 months. And later in November, we'll have our first site up. So he has launched about 700 satellites at this point, up to 1,300 he wants to get. When he has that, he wants to revolutionize the way that internet's connected. So I could put a tower on Mount Baldy. And why do we need a tower on Mount Baldy? Because I have someone getting lost. Actually, last year, 3 people died and hiking up at Mount Baldy because they have no cell phone connection. They get lost. They fall down the cliff to whatever. So this way, I can put an actual cell phone tower up there or a Wi-Fi type network so people don't get lost up in Mount Baldy. So a lot of neat, exciting stuff coming to the county, although it seems like every day we're basically talking about COVID because that's what's going on, and it's still affecting everything we do every day, especially with school starting, our students not going back. The county has established several task force. We're the first county to do kind of business program. We're the first county to do we call them SNFs, senior, I forgot what they stand for, but the state-run senior care facilities that were having the outbreaks, we ran a task force. We're the first people to do that. We're also the first people now that have a education task force. So it's not our responsibility, it's the state and school district's responsibility, but we know that if there's an outbreak in the 24 schools we have now open in the county, more than likely the public school is not going to open if there's a really bad outbreak. So, and it's much cheaper to be proactive to prevent someone getting sick than it is to take care of them after they get sick. So we started a task force. There are boots on the ground to go to these schools to make sure they have everything they need: PPE, the procedures, the staffing, temperature gauges, all the stuff we could possibly give them to be successful. We're giving to them up front, so we can lessen that opportunity for someone to get sick on the backside in school. So I figure if we could last a month or so with these schools, they're kind of like our test bed, then the public schools will be a little more safer to start opening up them, because we all want to get our kids back in school too. And but if I have an outbreak, a major outbreak on these small campuses, then this is probably going to shut down the school year for the rest of the year. So
have there been any, sorry to interrupt, have there with the waivers? Because I know my kid's school is applying for one. After I sent it to them every day for 2 months, they're finally applying. Have there been any adverse reactions?
Yeah, we have 18 schools open as we speak right now that I know of. It could be a little bit more. We're getting more and more waivers in. The state has to bless it. Okay, so we don't get to bless it on the local level. They also look at the demographics around that school, but there's been a majority of these schools that they have open so far. And mostly are private, most religious schools, but they have opened them up. And so far they've been very successful. I have had one first grader that got tested positive and they quarantined that class. And I haven't heard any spread or anything so far, but we're offering testing at these schools. We want to get the teachers tested. We're trying to do, this is my experiment on a school of 400 students versus 4,000 students. Let's give them everything we possibly can to be successful. And it's much cheaper for a 25-cent mask for me to give away than it is to put someone in a hospital bed that costs us all quite a bit of money. So I'm very much all in favor of giving whatever business, whatever nonprofit group, whatever we need. You want something, you contact the county, you're going to get it. We also have a program. We buy things in bulk. Lots of things that you may need for your business. We passed the direction to the staff a long time ago. If you want to buy at our rate, we don't charge you a dime or a penny more. You buy at our rate, our bulk rate. So we're getting, remember the paper mask of a box of 50 or like $40 and $24. We get them for like $3.50. So a box of 50 masks for $3.50. So if you have a business that's really has a public coming in, we went back and forth. Do we mandate masks? Do we not mandate masks? Do we make the businesses enforce the mandate? It's very hard. It's become much more culturally accepted, which is the sign of our times now than it was 4 months ago. But to some of the businesses that were having the concern, I said, well, just have them there available. If someone doesn't have one, say, do you mind wearing a mask? Here's one for free. It costs you, a quarter. And it keeps the rest of the customers feeling safer when you do that. So anyway, we have all that. We have these neat little temperature facial recognition things that we got really cheap, that you walk up and 2 seconds later it tells you a green light or red light that you have, your temperature is within the norm or not within the norm. And it actually has a facial recognition part of it too. So we're trying to figure out how to integrate into our swipes at the county. So we don't have to swipe our door open or push a code in, or the elevator just recognizes you. Good morning, Kurt, and open the door for you. So we're trying to integrate that. So there's a lot of neat things. We even got a UV robot made by MSI coming in, and that goes around the facilities when no one's there. And like for 10 seconds of UV light kills every germ in the place and then walks out. But it kind of roams around at night when you're not there. So learn a whole new science of germs. And I'll put another hat on real quick. I'm also the chair of IEHP in the Empire Health Plan. So we have roughly, I think it's 2 million customers in San Bernardino, Riverside. And at first we're saying this is going to be one of those really bad flu seasons, right? COVID on top of flu, regular flu. But we're seeing around the world that the numbers are way down. because we're not doing the things to spread the normal flu germ either, as we are trying to protect ourselves from spreading COVID. So this may be hopefully a quieter winter than we've had in a long time with the flu season, even though everyone says it has potential. If we're doing our things to keep ourselves safe from COVID spreading, you're also keeping yourself safe from spreading the regular flu virus as well. And so we're working on that. The last thing I'll update, now I could ramble on all day. There's a lot of fun things going on. Is we're investing in telemedicine, if you haven't seen it. And we're getting used to talking like this, for better or for worse. And there's ways to you visit your doctor now. There's ways to have devices at a different location, but the doctor read those readings remotely and bring in specialists and a bunch of stuff. So we're investing heavily into telemedicine. Again, we're the largest geographical county in the United States, so there's a lot of areas that don't have providers or specialists in certain regions that can telemedicine in now. So those are some of the fun things we do in the county. And to brag a little bit, we have won 4 years in a row more awards from the National Association of County and the California Association of Counties than any other county 4 years in a row. We're setting the bar very high. The next one's like half the number of awards we win for innovation and efficiency and stuff. So we're doing pretty good, but it's always room to do better, and we'll try to keep pursuing even more. But please open up to any of you for any questions you may have, and how we could be doing better to coordinate with you too. Thank you. Thank you for advocating. This is a political season. The chambers are important. You see how many crazy bills are coming out in Sacramento all the time. Please stay, from a legislator's point of view, my old history, that helps to have the groups come up and talk to us. Doesn't prevent stupidity from happening. It's still Sacramento. You're still going to see stupid stuff coming out. Like, we're going all electric in 15 years now, I guess. No more gas stations. You got to recycle your trash in 2 years. I got to take up your leftover French fries and somehow find someone else to eat those. That's coming up in 2022. So we can laugh about this stuff, but these are things I have to do. You're going to have 4 trash cans at home, recycling, green waste, the regular trash, and all your extra food scraps from your plates. And when you throw out the wilted lettuce, has to go in the forced trash bin. And we somehow are supposed to collect that and get 30% of that out to the needy families who need food. Especially when it's 115 degrees in the high desert, it's sitting out there for a week. How healthy is that going to be? But these are the ideas that Sacramento comes up with. So keep advocating, keep working on both of us, local as well as especially Sacramento. That's where the crazier stuff comes out all the time. And with that, I'm sorry, I'll turn it over for questions.
Well, thank you, Kurt. Really appreciate all that information. I do have a question for you.
Absolutely.
Shocking that I have a question. I did read or saw a report that Riverside and San Diego counties are both coming up with their own health plan and petitioning the federal government to give the emergency funds or COVID funds or whatever directly to the county, because the governor is playing this game of, I'm going to withhold the money if you don't do what we say. Has San Bernardino County discussed doing that? Is that an accurate report that I was hearing?
It is. I will say I know Manny Perez, he's the chair of Riverside, Don Wagner coming out of Orange County, and Nathan Fletcher. They're my former colleagues and friends, and we talk on a regular basis. How do we go combat? Because it doesn't matter if you're Democrat, Republican, we all hate what the governor's doing right now.
Right.
Probably more so on the Republican side, but we still don't like the nanny government telling us what to do. So yeah, these are more political in action than what they really will. Not a single county in the state has said, forget it, governor, I don't want you, I'm just going to go defy you. But we are trying to make political noise. So yes, we have also joined the letter into the president administration saying, if there's another round of COVID funds, please send directly to local government. Probably not going to happen, but maybe so with Trump, or maybe so with, who knows with him, that he doesn't like Gavin too much. Maybe we'll go around him just to have fun with him. That's if the Senate and the Congress makes a deal to have a deal anyway, because that's still up in the air. We also are petitioning with our legislators through the governor. We always had our own opening plan. In fact, that's how it started off. He says, come up with a plan. You're going to attest that you're going to do this plan right, and we're going to bless you. That's the first thing the governor did, bless my plan that we had locally. Then a week or two later, he takes it back. No one has a local plan. This is a statewide plan after we spent a month putting it together. So yes, the frustration is probably not a strong enough word at our level dealing with that. And I appreciate how hard he must have it with the most populous state trying to figure this stuff out and navigating through this. But That's why we have layers of government. He wouldn't want the federal government telling him what to do. I guarantee you, every legislator in California and the governor would be filing lawsuits and screaming at the Trump administration if the Trump said you got to do this, that, or the other thing. Yeah, he thinks it's okay to tell us what to do. So yes, we're doing all the same thing that Orange County, that Riverside, and San Diego is doing. We all have written our letters. We're doing a joint resolution, I believe, on Tuesday, saying some of the stuff. And be honest, it's posturing, but we need to do something. And so right now, and the next step that we would have is to sue the state and try to get relief that way. My problem is, if I defy the governor, is this: not only do I not get your tax dollars back to the county to pay for our residents in the tunes of hundreds of millions of dollars, but more importantly, I expose all you businesses to him coming back. The majority of the business specific licenses are issued by the state and not by the county. I give you your local business license by the city, but if you're a cosmetology, if you're a restaurant with the alcohol license, think about all the state agencies you have to get blessed by. So even though I'm saying, go do what you want, we're not going to come after you, he's going to send his people, in which he has done to other counties, and start yanking those business licenses. And now those business owners who felt they were safe are now getting penalized by the state and may not get them back. We don't know how it's going to turn out. And so it's easier for me, to be honest, be stirring the pot a lot more than I do, and blaming the governor, blaming all that, not letting things open, because I would be probably beneficial out of the residents saying, yes, go find Kurt. But reality, it hurts the businesses, because now they're confused. They're going to come back and get their customers. Well, why aren't you opening it up? The county said it's okay. Well, what else does it open it up to? It open you up to liability for some attorneys that are going to take advantage of this later and start suing the businesses that were not open under the state and health code. So if you have a legal business right now and you got a bunch of customers coming in the back, and someone can say, I got sick there at your business, you're going to be sued. But if you do it under the guidelines of the state and the county health lines, you got some civil protection out of that as well. So these are things that's harder to articulate to our residents and our voters, saying we are advocating, we are fighting, but I'm trying to do it in a smarter way and not just, get my press releases out and to look like we're fighting. But it is something we're trying to push back on every front we can. Pressure. We need more pressure to the state and to the governor to allow us to do more on the local level.
Well, we appreciate everything that our county supervisors are doing. We know that you're really fighting hard for us. And thank you for all the information. Appreciate it.
Absolutely.
Any other questions? Yeah.
I just want to let everybody know that on our chamber website, the chamber has written a letter that is a PDF fillable. So all of you can download that letter and put in the day's date and your signature and mail that off to the governor to let them know exactly how you feel, because we are all about opening up businesses.
Absolutely.
Yep. All right. Well, thank you. And I did notice that we have our mayor on, Mayor Debbie Stone.
Yes.
So welcome. Good to see you. And now I'd like to introduce our directors of the ambassador team. We have Matt Reynoso from Heartland Payment Systems and Vincent Roldan, Golden One Credit Union, they are co-directors of this year's ambassador team. You're muted. There you go.
Okay. I'd like to do a shout out to the ambassador of the month, which is Matt Reynoso from Heartland Payment Services.
Thank you. Thank you. I'm going to go ahead and announce the new members who just joined the Upland Chamber of Commerce last month. So we had Raising Cane's Chicken Fingers, which is located in Upland. We had Volunteers of the Inland Empire. And we also had Wells Fargo. And then also I wanted to talk about, we all joined the Upland Chamber of Commerce because we love our community and we want to continue to improve our community. So I just want to encourage everybody, when you need a product or you need a service, go to the Upland Chamber website, find our directory, and find a chamber member, and let's do business together.
And on that note, last month's category that we were focusing on as far as looking into new members for the chamber was home improvement and whatnot. This month, the challenge will be on personal care. So like I had said in our meeting the other day, the dentist, I'm using Dr. Ong, and my wife loves the hair care from Monique, and there's a number of other personal care things. So just keep an eye out, and if there's someone not in part of the chamber that is personal care, please let one of us, the ambassadors, know so that we can reach out and add them to our focus group. Thank you.
All right, I'm going to go ahead and do a shout out to all the members that are in the chamber that renewed their membership, which we so appreciate during these COVID times. So the first one is Action Awards. So if you're looking to do an award or send a special gift that you need personalized, reach out to them. We also have Athesis. We have Code 3 Creations. We have Frame Art, Sandy Beadle, one of our ambassadors. We have Glenn B. Dorning. We have Kids Sports News Network, Lewis Management Corp, Mark Christopher Auto Center, the Montessori Academy of Upland, Nimages Photography, Perfection Fitness, Raymond James Financial Services, Dan Wilson, Raymond James Financial Services, Jason Scrignolia, Rescue Brewing Company, SB County Board of Supervisors, 2nd District, Janice Rutherford, and SWAT of India, Royal Banquet Hall. Again, thank you all in renewing for the Upland Chamber. And I also wanted just to remind everybody, we do have Kirk Hagman here today, but they do have the SB County COVID Compliant Business Partnership Grant. There are still some grants available, so don't forget to apply online. And they're also doing an additional $12,000 if you're doing business outside. And then that way you're also—
Terry,
12,000?
not 12,000, 1,200.
1,200. Oh,
I was gonna move my office outside. I'm ready.
well, that would allow you to open up your business outside from 12,000. But $1,200 if you're doing business outside, and you also will be recognized as a safe business on the county website. And we were honored this week with the county supervisor, Kirk Hagman's office. They did a little special drop by, and we got a recognized being COVID compliant, and Dory came into the office and we got to take a little photo opportunity there. So now when you walk in, you will see a special recognition. So thank you, Kirk Hagman's office. Back to you, Dory.
Thank you. All right. Now I'm going to do announcements, and I'll say, Terry just put it into our little messages that we have a brand new, we're doing ribbon cutting in person. Yay! October 6th, and that will be at the Art of Pitching, 1386 Foothill Boulevard. It is in the Red Hill Plaza, right next to Leo's Corner. We're very excited. So brand new business to Upland, and really looking forward to that being in person with each other. It will be COVID compliant, so wear your masks, but it'll be outside. And the other announcement I have is our installation, celebration, and business awards dinner at La Via Bella San Antone. You'll want to attend this high roller event, and it is Vegas style, baby. So dress up like you are going to a casino or to a club or to wherever you're going, because it's all Vegas. So that will be on October 27th, starting at 5:30. And the other fun thing that we're going to do, and exciting, we're going to do our business awards. So we're going to find out small business of the year, large business of the year, nonprofit of the year, and business person of the year. So please, it starts at 5:30. I don't know if I said 5:30. Please make your reservations, because it is like an outdoor dining experience. So we're going to need to know that you are attending so we can all be COVID compliant. We are looking for businesses who would like to place an ad in our program that night. For a half page, it is $100. For a full page is $150. You can see it right there. So it will be a really nice ad, and it's a nice booklet. So anybody interested, if we have anybody interested, raise your hand so the staff can reach out to you. I am definitely doing an ad. So anybody else, go ahead and
you can reach out to the chamber or put it in the chat if you guys are interested. We'll reach out to you with our dimensions.
Yes. And then we also have Big Queen Bingo coming up. That is Wednesday, December 2nd. And that's on Zoom. And it's going to feature Tommy Rose from Hamburger Mary. So if you went to our Big Queen Bingo in person, you know who Tommy Rose is. It should be just as fun on Zoom, I can imagine. So we are looking for raffle prizes with a value of $75. Let us know if you can donate. You can also purchase your ticket to play 8 games for $20 on the Chamber website. It's going to be a fun time. You can put together like a gift basket, and I do see Vivian's on, so Vivian is our basket queen. So if you have stuff and you want to make it look pretty, just take it over to Vivian and she can do it. So Erin, anything to announce on our Upland community events that are coming up?
Sadly, I have nothing to report. Wear your masks and be safe and practice your social distancing.
Yes.
I hate saying that, by the way.
Well, got to do it, right? Got to do it. But I will say it is October, people, and it's the best month of the year, in my opinion. I love October. So fall is here, and I know, just so happens to be my birthday month. So it kicked off yesterday. I had to inform my husband, birthday month. Anyway, moving on. Oh, thank you. It's not until the 28th, so I get the entire month. All right, so now we're going to do our networking event. And I just want to say, because I have the mic, hi, John. My son decided to join today. There he is down there. He hasn't been on a Zoom meeting, so I just wanted to say hello. Quote, when you bet on yourself, you're choosing yourself. You're believing in your potential. You're believing in your dreams. And when you bet on yourself, you give yourself the chance to win big. You give yourself permission to chase after your dreams. So that's what it means to bet on yourself. So get out there and go bet on yourself, everybody, because it's never a gamble when you do that. Just remember. So thanks for joining us. Remember, we're going to get together October 6th. I can't even stand it. I'm so excited. And I'm so excited for our installation dinner. I hope to see you all there. We're all going to be in person, be able to see each other. Yay!
Very good. Can't wait to see you guys next week. Have a great weekend. Bye-bye.
Bye, everyone.
Bye, everyone. Have a
You guys.
good weekend.